Hi, Mary Baxter here with episode 12 of the Akashic Records series. Today we're going to look at three soul groups: the Indigos, the crystals, and the rainbows. A little bit more at the end. Now, what they all share in common is a fifth dimensional consciousness. And as Earth is entering the fifth dimension, of course, if human beings are going to continue living here, they are going to need to have fifth dimensional consciousness. This is the age of Aquarius, is all about the fifth dimension: peace, love, understanding, cooperation. Now, of course, people are doing this now. Human beings are doing this now, and yet many are not. And so we still see a lot of, force, domination, war. Where are the Indigos from? Well, I mentioned in the last video, they come from a number of soul groups. So they're not like a separate soul group that came from a particular planet. They come from many groups, including the Earthers, including those human beings who have always incarnated on Earth, and the light beings in that group have many who are also moving, of course, with their planet into the fifth dimension. It is not just if you come from somewhere else, oh, you're so special. Indigos began incarnating with this purpose in the mid 20th century, mid 1900s. And so they're more of an alliance of souls that opened to the fifth dimension. And if they are not there already, are putting forward that effort. Now, the Indigo Mission is to provide a safe and loving environment for these new humans, these new souls, the crystals, the rainbows, and others. And to help also transform the cultures where the fifth dimension is appearing. This is in all cultures, all societies, all institutions need to move into fifth dimensional awareness. And this means the acceptance of spirit, that there is one life and we are all a part of it. And anything we do that is not life enhancing is an issue, is not fifth dimensional. Now, the crystals, originally we called them the crystal children because they first came in 1989. They arrived on a soul ship. There are about 500,000 of these fifth dimensional souls ready to become part of fifth dimensional Earth. Most were experiencing their very first human incarnation. I have found a few who've had one or two Atlantean lifetimes and then nothing since then until coming in with the crystals. And they do come from the Syrian direction, but there is more to be learned. The crystals, we learned from them as they're incarnating that the soul participates in the formation of their physical body, which was something different to take in. And there were errors that resulted. These were souls really in a hurry to come in, wanting to be present for, the move into the new millennium. And there were issues then during the pregnancies and births and early lives that often did not result in survival. Many of these little beings died, but they were very quick to understand what had happened and came back very, very quickly in a second time, a third time if necessary, and they are here in very healthy bodies, although they have sensitivities. Often the crystals have higher consciousness than their parents. And I think this has been more of an issue for the parents, especially if they're, third dimensional, fourth dimensional, very egoic human kind of consciousness. It can make it very difficult to think like my child has higher consciousness than me. But what this means is they are love. They are radiating love. And many of these people, these children, have been harmed by the roughness of third dimensional human life, with the polarities, the meanness of human beings has been very hard on these new souls. And sadly, many have been diagnosed with disabilities when really they come in with so much ability. If we could only get off ourselves and recognize it. But no, many are diagnosed ADHD, ADD, because they don't want to conform to human practices that are like completely opposed to child development. And many mainstream government educational systems have fallen victim to this really lower level consciousness. The crystal mission is to bring the reality of spirit into humanity and back into humanity, because for hundreds of thousands of years there were human beings living on earth that did recognize the spirit in everything, the one life. They also are here to raise the vibration of human beings into love. And to free us, to free human beings from the matrix, the energy systems that have come in and given us a mind, a rational mind that's constantly afraid. A matrix of fear. And this has led to the ability of groups to dominate human beings, to enslave human beings through these negative, fear-based methods, so that we're afraid to die. We're afraid we're going to get sick. It's like insurance, it's all fear-based, and it does nothing for enhancing life and bringing forward love, which is life force energy. The rainbows are very similar to the crystals. Far fewer of them came. Several thousand new fifth dimensional souls arrived on a soul ship in 2002. They're highly telepathic. They're also incarnating on Earth for the first time. They face many of the same issues as the crystals with the physical body and so forth, as well as finding acceptance from others. They are very unusual. They bring through the fifth dimension of spirit in ways that really are rocking social systems, because they have abilities that have not been seen very often before. Think of the spoon benders. Think of things you may have seen where telepathic communication is coming from children who look like they might not even be able to perceive due to physical and sensory differences. They are also what we find in these groups, including the crystals and the rainbows, and there are smaller numbers arriving that we don't even have names for, or I don't have names for yet. And the physical body may be, really right there, but there are sensitivities. And many of these sensitivities are things that, as fourth dimensional human beings coming into bodies reincarnationally, are less sensitive to. But current levels of pollution in the air, in the water, in the food system can really present issues for these individuals also. And it's really a gift, because these are things that will not, pollution, meanness, none of that is fifth dimensional. Other groups that have come on soul ships and are in the earth atmosphere but do not incarnate are angels of different levels of angels, ascended masters, and spirit guides. So as an example, if you've heard of Ashtar's ship has been in the earth energy field for like 188,000 years, helping. They're sixth dimensional beings, guardians, and masters. Many love to channel. And channeling is a wonderful thing. It's a great way to learn. But you'll always want to be careful to make sure if someone shows up and wants to talk to you, wants you to provide a message, where are they coming from? Make sure they are coming from the light. Then Altair's ship has been here for 166,000 years in the earth energy field, influencing life on earth. Also, sixth dimensional beings, leaders. The Arcturian ship, and we're hearing a lot about the Arcturians now. This is a ship that came and has been here since 17,500 BC. These are seventh dimensional beings. These are our spirit guides, and heavily influential and informative as to what is coming as the earth and life on earth is moving into the fifth dimension. Watch for episode 13. This is the next one, and it's going to be a Q&A about the last 4 episodes that have dealt with the soul groups. And you can still send in questions to my email, mary@integralakashic.com. So, if you're ready for an Akashic reading or want to learn the Akashic Records, contact me. I would love to work with you. My contact information is all right here. So until next time, thanks for watching.